If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. Chow shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. We
Red
had
Hot Chili Peppers easily for the big homie Middle Earth.
We had a lightning round. There are a few rare occasions, dear listener, when we're live streaming and we go, boom, first come, first serve. And Middle Earth jumped on it with the quickness like he always does. So he won the raffle. Here we go. Red Hot Chili Peppers. The name of this song is Easily. And Middle Earth, it looks like a live song. Did you pick the live song because you wanted us to watch the live song, or were you worried about copyright? Okay, here we go. Red Hot Chili Peppers. The name of the song is Easily. I like saying it that way too. Easily. Let's go. Okay, both. Okay.
I'll let them carry the wheel. Easily, I'll let them marry today. Shout and shout it above from its throne. Everything must go. Sticky, go when you break it to show. Everything must go. The study on a woman on the morning of a war. Remind me if you really exactly what we're fighting for. Gold in the cold and for something in the air. Gold in the cold and I know you must be there. Easily, I'll let them call in the wind. Easily, we're walking out in the wind. Shout, we'll shake it for the sake of the soul. Everything must go. Looking at it, try to roll the thing that you own. Everything must go. I can't tell you who to idolize. You think it's almost lonely on the rise. Cold in the cold and for something in the air. Cold in the cold and I know you must be there. It's nothing in a woman or a morning of a war. Remind me if you really know what we're fighting for. Throw me to the wall because there's order in the back. Throw me to the sky because I know I'm gonna die. Lord! Shout, shake it for be fair. I don't wanna be a little rhythm monkey boy. The creature that I am is only going to destroy. Throw me to the wall because there's odor in the back. Throw me to the sky because I know I'm going. Yeah!
There you are! Red Hot Chili. You looking for the timestamp? It's right there.
Yeah, would have been 207 probably. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Alrighty then, that was Red Hot Chili Peppers from their record. That was from the Californication record. I was about to say that's the last record they did, but it's not. It's just the only Red Hot Chili Peppers record I know about.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the name of the song is Easily.
Yeah, okay, so obviously people were like, this is a relationship song. But then I was like not sure, but then as I looked more at the lyrics, I was like, no, I actually think it is a relationship song, and it kind of looks like the things that people like kind of worry about. Okay, so right off the bat, he's like, easily, let's get carried away, easily, let's get married today. I didn't understand who's Shaolin.
Shaolin. I asked Middle Earth. I'm like, Middle Earth, is he really saying Shaolin? So Shaolin, it's the Kung Fu. Mm-hmm. Kung Fu. So there are these monks, and so you go into you go off and they live a kind of like an ascetic lifestyle, but they're Kung Fu masters.
Okay.
So the Shaolin Temple. Remember I showed you that show where the dad was a Kung Fu guy and his son was a cop, and they were working together. It's called Kung Fu: The Legend Continues. It was like one of my favorite shows when I was a kid.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
I remember when he burned his hand with the dragon. Okay, that's when he was a monk in the Shaolin Temple. Mm-hmm. So they're basically they're supposed to be like monks and peaceful, but they can kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of the dichotomy with the Shaolin. But go ahead. What were you saying?
So that part I didn't understand. Everything must go. A licking stick is thicker than when you break it to show. Everything must go. I didn't understand that part of it, what the pre-chorus was talking about.
Okay, so it starts easy. Let's get carried away. Let's get carried away easily. Let's get married today. Shaolin shouted a rose from his throat. Everything must go. A lick stick is thicker when you break it. Break it to show. Everything must go. So everything must go is what you say when your store is closing down, right? Mm-hmm. Everything must go. Mm-hmm. We're shutting it down. So it looks like it does definitely look like a relationship song, but I think that they're breaking up.
What?
I think.
The story of a woman on the morning of a war. Remind me, if you will, exactly what we're fighting for. Calling and calling for something in the air. Calling and calling. I know you must be there. And he says, easily, let's get caught in the wave. Easily, we won't get caught in a cage. To me, it sounded like he was saying, like, because you know how people are worried that, what if I get trapped in this relationship? What if this isn't exactly what I want?
Yeah.
Like, to me, he's saying, like, the story of a woman on the morning of a war. The war was the debate that goes on inside of you about whether you should do this relationship or not do this relationship, and all the chaos that it can bring into your life, but all the good that it can bring into your life too. And then when he says easily, let's get caught in the wave, I feel like he was saying, like, let's just chill out and like let's just let it take us. And he was saying, look, he was like assuring her, we're not going to get caught in a cage. It's going to be all right.
Yeah, I think they're breaking up.
They're breaking up.
Because he says everything must go, which is what you say when the store is about to close.
Yeah.
Plus, he says, if you go down here, he just said it. What are we fighting for? Caught in a cage.
Looking
everything
mighty
here.
tired of all the things that you own. Everything must go. Like, yeah, if she's moving.
And he
out.
says, you think it's almost over, but it's only on the rise. Calling for something in the air. I can tell you who to idolize. You think it's almost over, but it's only on the rise. The story of a woman in the morning of a war. Remind me of what exactly we're fighting for. That's what I'm like. It looks like they're just always in conflict. Mm-hmm. And then the woman, the morning of the war, and he's like, okay, what are we fighting about now? They easily get caught in the wave. Easily we won't get caught in a cage. Shaolin shaken for the sake of his soul. Everything must go. So it looks like the guy was trying to be a good person, maybe because of the Shaolin thing. Because there's a lot of honor and all that with the Shaolin monks and all that. Like they're, So this is a really fascinating. I cannot get over him inserting that in there. It almost looks so random. Shaolin shaken for the sake of his soul. The story of a woman in the morning of a war. I don't want to be your little research monkey boy. The creature that I am is only going to destroy. Throw me to the wolves because there's order in the pack. Throw me to the sky because I know I'm going back.
Because I know you're coming back.
Oh,
Yours says what?
This one says, I know I'm going back. You've got, I know I'm coming back. Okay, I got you.
You're coming back.
Yep. That's why I said, like, it doesn't look like this relationship is going to last much longer. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be your little research monkey boy.
Yeah, I agree. That doesn't sound right.
Back in the day, there were girls that kind of treated me like a project, but I understood it. I think that's what was happening. Was the girl was kind of like treating him like a project, probably because he's famous or whatever. So he's like, I don't want to be your research monkey boy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like she was always trying to psychoanalyze him, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
And he's like, man, can we just be in a relationship? I don't want to do all that shit.
Yeah.
And then it says, easily we can get caught in the wave, which easily is the name of the song.
Mm-hmm. So when he says easily, well, he says, let's get caught in a wave.
Yep. Easily, let's get carried away. Easily, let's get married today. I think what happened is that they were both impulsive about their relationship. Mm-hmm. So let's get carried away. Let's get married today. So that same principle of, hey, we're just two crazy people and we just go off of our feelings. Mm-hmm. And obviously people romanticize that. On the one hand, it can be cool because, hey, you're in a car, you're on the way to Vegas, get married. But then that same principle, if you apply it all through the rest of your relationships where you're going by just how you feel, mm-hmm. then other things can come easily too. You can get carried away in a fight. That's one of the things that, where I got this principle from? I forgot the name of the show. I think it was called All in the Family.
Okay.
And All in the Family, do you know that show?
It sounds familiar.
Sounds like a show that your dad would be okay with, but it's set kind of in the 70s. Archie Bunker.
Oh, yeah. My dad watched that a lot.
He lives with his
totally familiar
his
with
son
this.
And his daughter and his son-in-law live with him.
Yeah, Meathead.
Meathead, he used to call him.
Yeah.
Well, the daughter and Meathead were in a fight one time, mm-hmm. and they went to like a marriage counselor, and the marriage counselor said there has to be rules when you fight, and there has to be certain things that are completely off limits. So I was 7 years old when I saw that show, and I said, oh, when you're in a relationship, there has to be rules. You can't just say whatever you want to say, because they were just letting it fly. Mm-hmm. So ever since then, I said to myself, okay, if I'm in a real serious relationship, there's got to be points where you don't go overboard. But especially in the last relationship I was in, man, she had there were no lines. There was nothing she wouldn't say. If she got carried away, she was going to take off. She was going to go from 0 to 90 in 3 seconds. And I used to say to her, I'd be like, yo, you got to have some lines. There's got to be some things that you don't say.
You're literally still telling her that.
But when you're in the middle of a war, you get carried away. Mm-hmm. I always say, like, oh, people in the heat of battle, they do and say things they don't really mean.
Yep.
That's how I took the story of a woman on the morning of a war. Because it starts out easy, let's get carried away, let's get married today, let's fall in love. That's impulsive behavior. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people romanticize impulsive behavior because for whatever strange reason, they think if you plan something, it's not as romantic. But if it came out of just it's kind of like romanticism. It came out of this spontaneous, I'm just completely taken by you, and you do all this impulsive shit. Well, that's great when it's good, and it is horrible when it's bad, because now you're fighting and they're getting carried away. That changes things. And it gets to the point where they're fighting with each other, and it just becomes about your ego to the point where you just forget what the conflict is even about. Which is why I think, look, if you put two selfish, sinful people together, you're going to have altercations. And my thing is, you've got to be purposeful about altercations. You have to be purposeful, and you have to have a goal or some sort of end in sight, and it can't just be we're throwing up on each other and then I'm going to protect my ego and you're going to protect your ego. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not a fruitful discussion. If you can have one rule, if you can have an actual goal in the altercation when you're a couple, I think that goes a long way to being productive. I just like productive discussions. I don't like conflicts that don't produce anything. Which I'm not sure, and I'm not even sure that's right either, because there's got to be some sort of allowance for ventilation, right? Like, you made me angry, I want to strangle you, whatever. So it just depends. I could tell you who to idolize. You think it's almost over, but it's only on the rise. Calling for something in the air, calling, I know you must be there. What did you take from that one? Calling for something in the air. Is it like what? Like you're calling out to God and saying, "Let's fix this problem"?
No. I didn't take the song that way. I just thought it was about like love. So when it said calling for something in the air, you know how they'll say like something's in the air tonight, love is on the air, love is in the air. I thought it was something like that, but I do see that a lot of the war aspect of it. Well,
a licking stick is, according to Middle Earth,
you punish somebody with it.
Yeah, it's a tool of punishment, of corporal punishment. Yeah. So a licking stick is thicker when you break it to show that everything must go. So is he metaphorically talking about the licking stick as in like she does that to him, she tries to punish him in relationships? That would be interesting.
I don't know if it was like, if there was a licking stick and you break it to show how thick it was, and then you're saying like everything must go. Like, he's not even going to need that tool of punishment anymore because she's going, so he doesn't even need it anymore because they're ending the relationship.
Yeah.
Whatever the licking stick represented, because I don't think he's literally talking about a spanking stick.
Yeah, it just looks to me like
unless it's that pastor's crew.
But people I mean, in relationships, like, that's the other thing is like people punish their spouses in all different kinds of ways and all the rest of it. And to me it's like, man, shit. Why are you in? I don't understand. Why are you be in a relationship with somebody?
Yeah, but how do you know that they're punishing the person and it's not just? You mean like? What do you mean by punish?
Well, get revenge, whatever. Conflicts with my wife happen when I don't sufficiently read her mind. But see, that's why you have to shut that down immediately. I make that a matter of policy. 90% of the time I can read your mind, but I won't even go there. I won't do it because you could be right, but if you're right, then yeah, you basically get the kudos. But if you're wrong, you get murdered. And on top of that, for all perpetuity, they're going to expect you to read their mind. So I just came out right from the gate, and you can see it's not a very popular policy.
No, not from the gate. After we were married.
That's not true. The difference is you just weren't listening. Sweetheart, we've had that conversation so many times. So many times.
Well, that's possible because I didn't realize that was going to be policy.
Oh, yeah, that's my policy. I have a no mind reading policy. You have to tell me that shit out and about. Because I just think it creates way too many landmines. And it's usually only one way. Like, I've never heard a dude say, I can't believe my girl didn't read my mind. Like, dudes, that's just not our thing. We don't do that. So it creates this dynamic where there's all this pressure on one person in the relationship. And that's crazy. But see, women who don't have to deal with that kind of pressure don't know that. They're looking at it as, oh, it's romantic if you can read my mind. Right? That's how you're looking at it. But I'm looking at it like staying married is romantic. And that shit to me is just
but there's
set up
like,
for destruction.
I can see like, okay, there are certain areas where it's important, like, for people to say exactly how they feel about certain things. But then there are other areas where there's no harm in being able to read my thoughts on something. And, like, sometimes I'm making something really obvious for you. And you're like, really? I had no idea.
I didn't.
And I'm like, literally anybody on the planet would have known what that was. Because, you know, sometimes you don't want to be obvious about everything.
Yeah. I wouldn't have a problem with doing it, like, situationally. The problem for me is that when you do it and you're successful at it, then you get held to that insane standard for the rest of your life, and it creates more conflicts. You should have known. Look, Amy, if you don't know what you did wrong, I'm not going to tell you. Yeah. Listen, gentlemen, hear me, gentlemen. Dispense with the mind reading stuff. Don't fall. It's a trap. I told Zoe that too. I said, you gotta let him know. You gotta let him know. She was very disappointed. Why is that more romantic instead of just communicating? See, what's romantic to me is communication. That's romantic to me.
I'm not even going to go into it.
She's not going into it, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. This is a very, very good song. A very good relationship song. It doesn't look like these guys are going to survive, though. Doesn't look like they're going to make it, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look at the album cover, the sky is the water, and the clouds are in the pool, and the pool is red, and the sky... It's very interesting how everything is, like, flipped.
Oh, here's Amy. Vin's a tin man. He isn't picking up any signals under that armor. That's actually pretty insightful. It's true. See, I don't lie about this stuff. I'm very, very, or I'm a pod person. Correct. I don't lie about that stuff. All right, good call, Amy. All right, what'd you get the song?
8.3.
Andre goes, good politics, Vin. Yes, sir. See, all the dudes were like, right on, Vin. All the girls like, fuck that. You should read her mind. I'm never going to do that. Ever. Okay. 8.4. What'd you give it?
8.2.
There you are, dear listeners. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. We have another song on your way. It's coming soon. Soon.